Hi, I'm His Lordship, the leader of the Wilderness Guardians. I'm really quite excited about this video because I've just pitched a RUNELABS idea that might very well revive PKing in RS3, or at least kick off the process. It's called Mobile Wilderness Resources, and comes from an idea in the appendix of wilderness suggestions I wrote many years ago. While I wish we could implement a full-scale revival, I'm pretty sure Jagex want to test the waters first, which is why I'm going for one specific revival suggestion rather than many different ones. If this is successful, I'm pretty confident that Jagex will want to roll out something larger. So this is sort of the update that will get the ball rolling. I'm trying to make this idea popular, but I'm going to have to call on my subscribers to help me out with this one. We PKers don't have the numbers we used to, and it's only going to succeed if my viewers stop being just viewers and become active participants in the revival process. The concept is the same one I've argued for since the wilderness was removed. The same argument that was in the wilderness biography. The wilderness is the riskiest part of the game. It therefore must have the greatest player rewards. It was always Andrew Gower's intention for the wilderness to be a place for skilling. Just look at the various mines, including the famed rune rocks. That's how it should be again. Mobile resources, my suggestion, are ways to train various skills, but aren't stuck in one place. As the title suggests, they are mobile. What does this do? All wilderness resources in the past were fixed in one place, making skillers pretty much sitting ducks for PKers. But if the resources are moving, so are the skillers. This makes the skillers more attractive and less predictable to PKers, so therefore become harder to hunt, offering them better survival odds. And with better survival odds, that means more skillers in the wilderness and the food chain comes back to life. Once solo PKers are in the wilderness, it's only a matter of time before big clans are roaming around too. Some people don't believe that attracting skillers will do much to revive PKing, because they'll just zero item and get griefed by a ragging PKer. Well, if it's implemented poorly, yes, that's what will happen. However, remember that skillers are in there to harvest resources as well as experience, so the longer they're in there, the more valuable items they'll be carrying. So if a PK finds them just before they're about to bank, they lose it. It's not going to be hugely profitable by any means for a PKer, but skillers aren't meant to be targets for every PKer, just the novice ones who are starting to come to terms with PvP. Those novice PKers will in turn be hunted by more experienced PKers, and so the food chain goes on. So we just have to get the balance right so that PKers will have just enough risk to be tantalizing to some PKers. Did I say that correctly? Skillers will have just enough on them, but not so little that no one's going to want to hunt them at all. So what are these mobile resources exactly? Well, I'll take you to the full description below in the link, but for now, basically, I've targeted 3 of the more tedious or expensive skills to train in RuneScape: Hunter, Herblore, and Construction. So let's take Construction for example, and I know that this gets trained in warbands as does Herblore, but there are specific reasons I've chosen these, though they could be any skills. That's up for discussion. The concept is more the mobile aspect of the resource rather than the skill itself. So let's just use Construction as our example. So imagine this. The mighty God Wars left the wilderness with a great number of ruins. Well, you don't have to imagine that, it's happened. So all of these ruins, and an individual or teams can repair those structures together for very good experience. The deep wilderness structures will offer more experience, but every hour or two, these structures will decay due to the nature of the wilderness. I mean, come on, look around, the beasts and the lava for a start. So in order to save players money on construction, the repair materials will be right beside the structures. Stones to rebuild walls, iron bars or something to repair fences, planks to reframe doors, etc. A player could spend 5 minutes repairing the structure on their own, perhaps 4 minutes if there are 2 of them, and 3 minutes if they've got a team of 3 or more, just as an example, giving them an incentive to work together. So this also helps them defend themselves against PKs in addition to moving around the map for safety. So how about some of the locations that could be repaired? Well, the Zamorak altars in deep and shallow wilderness, the Greater Demon Ruins, the Graveyard of Shadows, and that its relative, the Forgotten Cemetery, the Dark Warriors Fortress, the Rogues Castle, the teleport area in deep wilderness next to the Mage Arena, the Bandit Camp. I mean, the list goes on. There are so many decrepit structures in the wilderness. It's not a stretch for the imagination at all. And they're all fairly evenly spaced, which is almost perfect for something like this, is it not? So that's construction. I've given a detailed explanation of Herblore and Hunter as well. I could quite easily do something for any of the other skills, such as agility, which I know would also be another popular choice, considering we already have an agility arena in the wilderness that is, well, not great these days. But you can read the other two descriptions that I've given from the link below. The main point of this video is not to detail the suggestion too much. I'll leave that to you to do in your own leisure, but sort of just to generate some support and get the PKers talking again. So I hope you get an idea of how mobile resources work. It doesn't have to be those three skills. You know, rather than bore you with the details of it, please do have a look. Now I need to get some publicity behind the suggestion, and there aren't many PKs left. On my own, with my clan, I've only secured 25 supporters. Mind you, it's only been up for a few hours. It'll probably get more, but what I'm saying is, first place, which has come up today, is already over 300, and that was suggested by my good friend Ferric, who actually went to Jagex with me. Lovely guy. His idea is for Elf City waterfall fishing, which I guess is a cool idea, but, you know, no offense to you, Ferric, but the PKs need an update way more, and it must be weird to a lot of people that I'm asking for a PKing update in a skill month for RUNELABS, but actually skilling and PKing go hand in hand. PKing relies on the success of skilling in the wilderness. So this is actually a very opportune month for me to be releasing that. And when I saw the RUNELABS suggestion limitations for this month, I said, perfect, let's go for this. And next time, if this works, next time a large-scale RUNELABS idea comes along, of course, you know, myself or someone else is going to pitch for a full revival given the success of this. So basically I want to wrap up by asking you to share this video after supporting the idea. It's not meant to be a perfect idea. I worked it up over the course of today, though the idea of mobile resources has been brewing in my mind for many, many years. You know, we can still tweak it, but once the idea passes, Jagex actually comes to the original idea maker, and we talk it through together. So I'm led to believe. So please do share this on your forums, any forums that you regularly visit, Facebook groups, clan sites. Tell your friends on RuneScape. Do whatever you can. I cannot do this one alone, and the only reason why I made that suggestion was because I am actually relying on you, my viewers, to help me out here. So please don't be passive about this. You know, get as excited as I am. This might be one of the last chances we have to revive PKing. It would look like Jagex, as much as they do respect PKs, they are getting less and less interest, and the more we wait, the harder it's going to get, because PKs are going to disappear, and our voice is already struggling amidst, you know, all the non-PKs. We're a minority as we have never been before, especially because RUNELABS is RS3 and there are zero, well not zero, but almost zero PKs on RS3. They all left for old school. Don't blame them, the PKing in old school is much better, but what's happened is that we have no one championing RS3 PKing again, and I can just hear my viewers going, why are you bothering with RuneScape 3? Isn't old school the way to go? To the old school viewers I have watching here, please do me a favor in RS3 and vote for this. This is not going to harm old school in any way. It is going to revive PKing, and you know, when PKs win on either platform, everyone wins. So now is not the time for bickering between versions. I implore you not to do it. You know, there are many RS3 players who voted for the return of old school and who don't play old school, so maybe now is a good time to return the favor. Anyway, thanks so much for your time, guys. Wish us luck, and I'll be releasing a new video in a few weeks. Until then, happy scaping. I can't believe I just said that.